Well, welcome back to God and Country Garage. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, a couple months actually, but I've been on the road working. But today we're going to try to get this thing out. It needs to be washed. I haven't washed this car in literally like 20 years. It's been up north under a pine tree, and you can tell because it's got all the crap growing on the hood and it's filthy. We got to get it out and give her a bath today and do a couple other small things. All right, let's see if this thing will even start. Let's see, fuel pump. Get a fuel pump, wait for her to start pumping. I hear her bogging down. Give her a couple pumps. Uh-oh. Nothing. A couple more pumps. There we go. Washer's on. Oh, it's running again. All right. Let's see if we can pull this thing out. Think you got a header leak yet? Brakes? All right, we got brakes. Obviously, this car is going to need way more than just a wash, but I mean, I guess we'll at least start there. You can see rear quarters they're ugly. This one is beyond repair. I do have another rear quarter for this car. They're tough to find. It was either buy the whole rear quarter or just this little section, and I can only find this little section on eBay. So it's a eBay stamping. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of junky. It don't really match. The bumper, a long time ago, I painted it white to try to match it. I don't really know that I like it, but I don't like the little rubber bumperettes anyway, so eventually it'd be nice to get another bumper. I mean, it's got all kinds of like little dents there. The paint's gone over here. Oh, this is bad. We gotta take care of that. She's starting to rust back there. This rear quarter isn't quite as bad, but obviously needs to be addressed. Some overspray on the door. I don't know if you watched the video where I did the interior. That and this. Obviously fenders, not good. And I'm not a body guy, so I don't know how to fix that. Do we remember this? Ran over the tree. Just a lot of little simple things. These wheels, they're trashed. I don't know if eventually I'd like to put the trim back on it. I think I have all the trim. I'm not 100% sure, but and at the end I got different wheels and tires for this thing. They're not exactly what I wanted, but they were cheap and they're better than these. So we're gonna throw those on there. Here you can see a little better some of this moss growing on here. We want to loosen that up a little. So it's on the roof. It's all over the hood. So I'm just going to start out with a little purple power and a spray bottle here. Ooh, there's a socket. I don't want to lose that. Put that in the pocket. It's going to take a minute and soak this whole thing down before we hit it with some water. Just spraying junk with some junk. Kind of windy today. It's cold here today. I think the high today in Wisconsin's like, I don't know, 59 or 60 it's supposed to be today. Fall is coming. Which is okay, because I ain't got to worry about this thing overheating quite so much. This car's actually got a 3800 stall converter in it and 456 gears, so she can get pretty warm pretty fast. All right, you guys, we've all seen people spray cars down quite a bit, so we're just gonna let this eat on here for a minute. Hopefully not dry. Gotta be quick. I don't want the stuff to dry on there. It'll turn into like a glue and a paste and whatever. We'll just see if we can knock the dirt off of this thing, at least to get something to start with. And then we'll go over some of this trim. Oh, looks like I'm missing half of it on the rear window there. We'll go over some of this trim with some steel wool. See if we can polish that up a little. Hopefully, I did put brand new door seals in here, so Hopefully they don't leak, but you know, no guarantees. Oh, it's in my eyes. Oh no. Oh, that hurt a little bit. Purple power in the face. Oh, bugs also. Danger. Guess we'll start off with the roof here. Oh, clean. Coming clean, I should say. Well, here's the first round of spraying it off, and it's cleaner. Here's the good and the bad of pressure washing. For one, a lot of the white paint is coming off, and she looks more like a Holstein cow now than a white car. This car was white when I got it, but I'm sure it was one of them cheapy garage shop tractor paint jobs. That and a lot of this small stuff on the hood just doesn't want to come off. So I'm gonna have to probably take some steel wool and go over it. The windows really, they work better. Oh my God, there's like overspray and grit and everything on these yet. So yeah, we're gonna have to do a little bit of scrubbing on her and just wash them, but it is significantly cleaner already. It's starting to look like a car again. Here's the other dilemma I got. Super Nationals are on in the house, and if you don't know what the Super Nationals are, IMCA Super Nationals in Boone, Iowa, it's probably the greatest dirt race show you can ever watch. And I didn't get to go because I wasn't sure if I'd be off for work, so I rented it. And now, I see we lost quite a bit more white paint there, but I have another one of these trim pieces, but I cannot find it, which I want to find because that one's beat up to crap from hitting that tree. And I got to replace it, but I got to go in the house for a while and jump back and forth and root on the stock car guys from Wisconsin. So I'll get a bucket, some steel wool or Scotch Brite or something, and scrub on this a little bit and try to leave as much white paint as possible. I don't know, do we go all the way to like removing these and repainting them right now, or we just see what we can do with it the way it is? Well, I've been scrubbing on this thing for a little bit now, and you can see these spots are pretty much, I'm sure, soaked right into this white paint. Here's the side I didn't do. Yeah, we can get it a little bit cleaner, but it's ugly. I don't know, maybe when we're done we'll take a buffing wheel or something and see if we can buff them out. Does it really matter? I mean, the paint on this car sucks, but the windows and the trim are looking much better. And really, the overspray on the tops of the doors are clean. I'm gonna basically have to go over this whole car with Scotch-Brite. This back here is, you can probably hear my fingernails. It's rough. It's ugly. I don't even know what that is stuck on there. It's little rust pits or overspray or what it is, but here's this. You can see that will come off, so that's good. Here's the deal, you gotta be careful using steel wool on paint, because I mean, yeah, this isn't the greatest paint, but I'm not trying to remove it all either, you know? So, and I'm rubbing pretty hard to get this clean. Harder than you probably would want to rub your average car if you got nice paint. Don't use steel wool if you got a nice paint job. You can see it's better. It rinsed off a lot of that black. I mean, you could tell where I didn't do and where I did do. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, this whole car is going to have to be just rub down. A lot of that little rust stuff will come off. Do do as much as you want. I'm gonna try to clean this car up, but we're fighting an uphill battle here. Well, I have been scrubbing for hours. The sun's out finally. It was cloudy all this morning, so my hands were frozen because it's, I don't know, got to be in the low 50s right now, but I've come to the conclusion that it's a waste of time trying to clean this car with an SOS and get all this stuff off. I mean, well, I did get one thing off. You know, big chunk of Bondo. That came off. You might not be able to see it on here, but I can even tell after cleaning this car that, I think it was this side, you can almost see they must have really painted it thin on this side, because this car was originally baby blue. Obviously that's why, you know, all the baby blue is showing through, but the stainless and all the trim did come pretty clean. I mean, there's dings and dents and everything in it, but it is clean. That did work with the SOS pads, but this is wet. It ain't this glossy, trust me. What do we do at this point? I don't know. I think I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'm just gonna see what I can buff out with a buffing wheel. You know, the car right now is not worth completely repainting the way it is. I mean, look at cracks in the quarters. Every panel on this car now, after having rubbed it, is either dented or got rust, other than the hood, but it's got these big old holes drilled in it for hood pins. It would need an extensive amount of body work to be worth putting a good paint job on it. At this point, I'm forfeiting due to cold. I can't scrub on it anymore. It's just not a feasible thing. So I'm gonna let it dry, hit it with a little buffing compound. You can see up here some spots. It's incredibly smooth, but not as glossy. Actually, that steel wool is taking some of the shine out, so hopefully we can put a little bit, just a little bit back in. We'll go from laughable mode to this car needs to be repainted mode, you know. All right, well, guess I waited too long dicking around with this car and work and got the plastic put on the chicken coop, but she's full-blown screw me mode, you know. This is fun. Well, I guess we'll go back in the shop and work on some more crap. Well, you can see I'm making a little progress here. I did half of the hood just to see what it looked like before. She's pretty dull over here, and it's, I mean, it's getting glossy, but you can tell things ain't coming too quickly anymore with work and winter. Anybody that lives up in the Midwest knows what winter's like. So I guess we just keep polishing. Well, we're making some progress. We're getting there. You can see she's getting a little bit of shine back in her. I mean, it ain't gonna be perfect, and I'm aware of that, but it's getting there. Here's the deal. It's tough to keep this garage warm. Oh, and by the way, if you heat a garage with a wood stove, I'm constantly cleaning dust off this car before polishing. And the bad news is I gotta go to Canada tomorrow for a week. So, I mean, it'll be a week before, well, it'll be 12 seconds before you see me again, but it'll be a week before I get back on this. So I can't fart around all night. I gotta pack, get a haircut, take a shower, you get it. But the car is getting polished. Next time you see me, I'm just gonna finish it and we'll move on. made it back. Actually, it took me a little longer than normal because I was in Canada and got an emergency call to go to Newark, New Jersey, actually. So I was there for 12 days, almost 2 weeks. Got back on Christmas morning, but I've been polishing on this piece of crap since I got back. I'll show you what I got. It came somewhat glossy. Not all of it. Some spots are better than others. You can almost see all them like pot marks in the paint. That's where all that mold and fungus and crap was embedded into the hood and fenders and stuff like that. And I probably got about 8 hours polishing on this. I mean, in all reality, the roof probably came out one of the best, and like the sides, the tops of the doors and stuff. But I was hammering away on it, and I did what I could with this cheap paint job. You know, it's made me a little nervous. I almost went a little light on this side because it's hard to see, but you can almost see the rear quarter and the front fender and the edges of the wheel wells started turning baby blue on me. I mean, you could see they were thin before, but it was getting worse with polishing. So I didn't want to change the color. I wanted to shine it up. So I had to lay off. You can't really polish when it ain't there. I mean, there ain't a lot of paint on this side. It's like maybe they were like, hey, Bill, you think we should get 2 gallons of tractor paint for this car? Or one will cover it. And they started spraying away. Stood back to admire it. They were like, well, we're almost out of paint. And the other guy was like, hey, Gary, did you spray the driver's side? He was like, hell, I gotta paint that side yet. And then they put her on as thin as possible with whatever they had left. But it is what it is. It's better than it was. I think next we're gonna tackle this grill and this front trim piece. I actually found another grill. These things are like gold. I haven't found anybody that reproduces them. And when you do find them, they're just not cheap. But this one seems to be in pretty good shape. And I actually didn't have to go very far for it. The only thing I noticed on it was one of these bars somewhere. Oh, right here. There's a little tiny break in it. And I believe this side is just a little bit bent up, but it's significantly better than the one that's on there. And then I had this forever. I had it in storage. And I don't remember it being this beat up, but she got bent up somehow. And I found it actually up in my pile of parts. And I don't know if we can straighten that out, but at least it ain't got the big whammo from, I don't know if you remember in one of my other videos, the old whammo ran over that small sapling tree, and that's what actually finished off the condition of this grill. And it actually even rolled this fender in just a little bit, so that might have to get bowed back out. I don't know. We're kind of do it as we can. See, the only thing I was thinking, maybe this half is still pretty nice, and on the other one, this half's pretty nice. So do I cut them and take the 2 good halves and make 1 out of 2, or we'll have to kind of play all that by ear. But I think the first thing we're going to do is lift this 85-pound hood and start getting all the crap, the bezels, the headlights, the grill, that trim piece. We'll get all that off, and we'll start trying to mount the new crap and see what we got to work with. 9 million different screws. Looks like we're missing a couple. Missing another screw. Whoop, easy. Oh. Don't look like we'll even have to remove the headlights, huh? 200-mile-an-hour hood pins. Gotta come out. Oh, shoot. We'll just lay this all here so we can trip over it. Okay. I've had this grill off before, but I don't really remember what's all involved with it. Is it back in here too. Oh, no. Oh, all those are missing. Huh. Must be how she got all beat to snot. All right, looks like there's just screws in the top. Every one of these screws is different. I think old Brad Harms pieced this sucker together. Love for sale. Yummy, yummy, yummy love for sale. It should come off of here now, I believe. Yep. Oh, we gotta unplug the blinkers. Oh, these are probably... Oh, yeah, there we go. Ooh, oh, looks better already. All right, what do we got with this? We got a couple bolts that are now buried because they're smashed in there. A couple in the middle, a couple there, a couple there. Oh, there's actually one missing there too. All right, cool. Actually, is the top bent in too? Just a little bit it is, ain't? Well, maybe not. I don't, yes it is. Fuck. Wow, danger. I'm not a body guy, obviously. And you can see how nice and straight this side is where these bolt on. This side is not so much. She's shoved back in there. So, how does a guy go about getting that pulled back out? Let's see, maybe if I remove this, and I'll have to maybe back my truck up for an anchor or something. I don't have like a rack where I can pull stuff. Back my truck up maybe and bolt on a small chain and, I don't know, drive forward. Ratchet strap or something. It's got to be pulled out some, otherwise none of this is going to line up. Well, I'm going to get this front trim piece off and we'll assess, you know, everything. One bolt left. Get in there. There we go. Oh yeah, she's crunched. Oh, where'd that bolt go now? Oh, there it is. Found it. All right, let's get you in here so we can see all the damage. Okay, well, you can tell this side just took a hit. This is all pushed in. It's got to come out. You can see for reference, this side, how nice and square it is. And this side is not. She's pushed in. So I got to figure out how to pull this back out this way. Shoot. Actually, even this piece up here is a little bit, but I might not concern myself too hard with that. That's simple. All right, well, I guess it's time to get creative. This is, you can see, like I said, this has got to come out too. I wonder if I should hit that with a wire brush and throw some paint on her. A little mud dauber nest here on the wire harness. Yuck. All right, let's figure this out. Well, it's been real and it's been fun, but it ain't been real fun. But I think I got this pretty much pulled out as far as I want to go right now, because I don't want to go slide hammering the crap out of it until I can put the other piece in and make sure crap is aligned the way it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? And how I did it was I just found this chunk of stainless angle iron and drilled some holes and bolted it up in there. Then took my slide hammer and bolted it through here. I drilled a couple different holes so I could pull top, bottom, everything like that. And I just basically used the slide hammer and pulled the crap out of it until this became square again. But after I put the bolt in and then used the slide hammer on it, the bolt got jammed in there and literally broke off, So of course I tried to drill it out, broke the drill bit off, and then eventually this, these are almost like welded in. Usually these are like little spring steel nut zerks. I don't know what you call them. Like the little nut holders. I don't know, whatever. They're like welded on. They broke right off. So I'm just gonna bolt and nut that. I'm not gonna go crazy with it. And actually one broke off up here too. But before I put anything back together, there's like cobwebs and everything. I'm gonna clean this all up. And then I might just wire wheel it a little bit, being it's all apart. Probably get some actual zip tie pins like the radiator zip ties and put this back on the radiator. I hate to put anything through this brand new aluminum radiator, but this with zip ties is not, I wouldn't consider that a permanent fix. So we're gonna do something with this transmission cooler too. But anyway, I want to clean this all up, and this area I might repaint white, but in all reality, on these older Mopars, this whole core support, this section right here, is supposed to be black. And it's just like a satin black, you know, nothing fancy or anything, but almost, don't matter what color your car is, this right here should be black. And it wasn't even done professionally or in a really good fashion. Basically, they were rolling along the assembly line and there was a guy underneath there just spraying the crap out of it with black, just in this area. So it ain't uncommon to see black under here, and on occasion even black on the underside of the hood and everything on these cars. They just crudely sprayed them black. And the only reason they did that, so that way when you look through the grill, you ain't seeing some bright yellow or, you know, bright pink or plum crazy purple color or anything through the grill. So that's why they painted them black. So I'm probably going to just redo this black, but I got to clean it all up first. And it's actually starting to get kind of late, so after I clean this up and paint it, I might retire for the night and let it dry till tomorrow and quit chucking wood in that wood stove, because I'm running out of wood pretty fast, as a matter of fact. I have to hit Marketplace and look for some free pallets or something, because even though I got trees I got to cut down and split, I ain't trying to do it right now in the winter in the snow. It's probably the best time to do it because you won't sweat. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. Is this... Dude, there's so much stuff. Like even this, I got to straighten out a little bit. It's kind of wrinkly. But like I say, this is actually at least square again. Where it's supposed to be. And actually I got this pretty squared up too. It was rolled way in. And I got it knocked back out. And it literally, this panel back here was real wavy and bent. And after I knocked this back out that way, it kind of straightened it out. A lot of this should be tightened. I'm afraid to even turn these bolts anymore. Well, okay, not that one. That one turns by hand. Oh, it's just skipping in there. Anyway, a lot of this stuff, as soon as you turn the bolts, they're snapping off. So I ain't trying to get crazy with it. Not trying to do a ton of rotisserie body work. But like this is bent down a little bit. I might knock that back up. This is way more tedious than I was wanting to get into, but you know, it's like anything you do. You open a can of worms and, well, you might as well do this, and you might as well do that, and pretty soon you got, you know, 20 hours invested into something that's supposed to take 20 minutes. So, all right, we'll wire wheel this up and get rocking. Oh, you ever notice the older I get, the harder it is to get up off the ground. Jeez. Well, it's obviously not perfect, and tell it's getting colder in here because the paint ain't really wanting to stick too good, but it's better. You know what I'm saying? This will not be glossy. When it dries, if it ever dries, by the time March rolls around, it'll be semi-gloss. And I mean, I'm not going to keep going and do all this and do all that over there in a firewall. This is a part, so that's the only reason I'm painting this right now. This is significantly better. At least there's some sort of layer of protection on stuff under here before we cover it all back up with a grill and the trim piece. And you can see this is like, see how like, let's see, it's hard to see. See how like square that is now? This side is pretty much the same. There's still a little bit of a wave here, but I mean, this is all flat again where it was like rolled way in there. Kind of like you can see this side is square like that. So anyway, close enough. I'm going to let this dry so that way I ain't sitting here touching it, trying to put crap together. And I'll be back out in the morning. Well, it's the next morning and it is bitterly cold in this shop, but unfortunately, that's where this video is going to have to end. My wife and I are packing our bags and we're going to head down to Chattanooga for a couple days. My oldest daughter is getting ready to have her first baby, so we're going to head down and welcome our new grandson. And congratulations to my daughter and her fiance, Zach. I hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas, and I probably won't see you till after the New Year, because as soon as I get back from Chattanooga, Sunday, January 4th, I got to head out to Mobile, Alabama for 16 days for a job. So unfortunately, this little project's going to be put on hold for now, but I really thank everybody for watching, and God bless you. I hope everybody has an incredible, happy, safe New Year, and we'll see you next time.